You know how in the Discover commercials, somebody calls into the call center and somebody at Discover picks up the phone and it's like somebody that looks kind of similar to them? Well, maybe that's because every time you want to make a change to your Discover account, you have to call them because the page doesn't work. What's going on here? This has been going on for months, guys. Anyway, maybe that's the joke with the commercials. Maybe that's what they're saying. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I'm decreasing my debt payments. And ever since I did the balance transfer, I've been thinking about this, and more recently, just in the last like 10 minutes or so, I realized that there's a little bit of a better way to go about actually paying off debt. A lot of people get caught up in the whole fact that you got to get out of like becoming debt free is like a race, and you want to get there as quickly as possible. But I'm kind of realizing that sometimes the quickest way to get somewhere is not the most optimal and most efficient way of getting there. Okay, I'm going to explain why in this video. And it's also the reason why I'm going to decrease my debt payments. So just as a reminder, the way that I have this set up right now is I have one more card. This is the Discover card, IT 5%, that has all the debt on it. It has a 0% interest rate until I think August or September of next year. We'll check that in a second. But the way that this is currently set up is that $816 is getting paid to it automatically. And this is set up in a way such that by the time the interest rate goes away, then the balance on that card is going to be zero. All the debt is going to be gone. And that's how I had designed it. But if you think about what an interest-free loan means, what it is and what it gives you, basically, I started thinking about this a little bit differently. It doesn't matter whether I pay this all today, whether I pay it over time like I'm planning on doing, or whether I pay it as a lump sum at the end. The amount of dollar that I'm going to pay for this loan is the same no matter what option I choose, as long as I pay it before the interest kicks in. And from the concept of inflation, we also know that if I have $5 today, that $5 is going to be worth more today than it will be in a year. Not by much, right? But a little bit. Maybe it's only going to be worth $4.50 next year. So if you look at it from the other side of the coin, let's just say that I have $10,000 left to pay on this card. If I paid $10,000 today, that $10,000 is worth $10,000. But if I waited and paid $10,000 in a year, I wouldn't be paying the equivalent of $10,000 today. I'd be paying maybe $9,500 or something less, right? Because inflation has affected the amount of money that I'd be putting in, the value of the money, not the amount of money, right? I'm still going to put in $10,000 into there, but $10,000 in a year is not worth as much as $10,000 today. So let me explain what I'm going to do. Well, first we'll take a quick look at this thing and see how it's currently set up. The balance now, so this has already happened, this October payment. So I'm going to color that into gray here. The same gray as the other ones. What's the same gray? There. Okay. So that's already happened. So my balance on this card is now going to be just under $9,000. So this is what it's currently set up to do. $816 is going to go to this every single month until the balance goes to zero. And it goes to zero on September, right before the APR kicks in. The 0% promotional balance thing goes away, right? So that's how it's set up right now. So I've got my loan. It's $9,000, 0% interest until September of next year. And currently what's happening is that $816 per month is going into this loan to pay it down. Now, here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to explain why after I show you. But it's going to be kind of self-evident. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another account. I'm not going to open up another account. I'll use the existing one that I already have. We'll call it a savings account / opportunity fund. All right. We'll just call it the opportunity fund. All right. So what I'm going to do is make the minimum payment on this thing, which seems to be around $200 a month, and send the other $616 into this opportunity fund. So what's going to happen after a year, right now it is October. After, it's technically 11 months, but let's just say it's a year to make things easier. After a year has gone by, the loan is going to be reduced by 900. I'm going to have made $2,400 of payments into it, so it's going to be 7,600 on the loan. And the opportunity fund is going to have 73.92 in it. Is that right? That's not right. That's going to be 6. Okay. So at the end of a year, here's what I can decide to do. I could just take all the money in the opportunity fund and pay off the loan in full. Like I said, it wouldn't have made any difference if I just left everything the way that it is right now, you know, with the $816 in there, going in there every month, or waited till the end of the year to do that because of the 0% interest, right? However, you know the saying, cash is king and all that kind of stuff. In this scenario, if I created up the opportunity fund, then I would have at the end of a year $7,000 or $7,400. And let's say, and I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but this is part of planning, right? Let's say that something comes up. It could either be an emergency, right? I could add this to my emergency fund if I needed to, or if a big opportunity came up and I need money right away to do it. Whatever it is, I don't really know what it is going to be. I'm just planning for it. I'm planning for something that I don't know is going to happen. Then I have the money sitting there. It's good. It's a good thing to have on hand, right? At the end of the year, if nothing comes up, which I am sort of expecting is going to happen, I'll just take some of that, most of it, and put it into the loan and pay it off, right? But let's say that something does happen, something does come up, then I have $7,400 of which to use and do stuff with. Plus, and it's not much, but I'm going to be putting it into a savings account, which gets a little bit of interest. So whatever, I'll make 1% on that money. It's nothing. It doesn't even beat inflation. But the important thing is that you have the money. So that's what I'm going to do. That kind of, right? That pretty straightforward, makes a lot of sense, right? So, I mean, the important thing to do, like, the important thing to kind of realize here is that if I didn't have the 0% interest loan here, then I wouldn't have never thought of this thing. And the only reason I came up with the 0% interest thing is because I tried the balance transfer, which normally I would never have tried unless I was doing the series. I would never have done that. I kind of just wanted to show you how it was going to work and also learn about the process myself, right? So I could say, hey, I've done a balance transfer before. But that opened up this idea, this like thinking, hey, maybe I should do this instead. This is going to be interesting. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So going back to Discover, they've logged me out securely. Thank you so much. But I need to get that phone number and call them and set this up. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back to this thing, and I'll draw out another one, opportunity fund. It's kind of like the opportunity zones that are going up, except it's not, it's a self-funded opportunity zone, not one paid for by government and all that kind of stuff. But that's gonna do that. And the amount that's gonna go into here is gonna be taken from this. So it's gonna be 616 a month, and this is going to be 200 a month or so. I guess whatever the minimum payment is on that. But I guess just to make it easy, let's just do it 200 and put 616 into there. Okay. And I guess I'll also set this up via Astra, or I'll just set it up directly in Ally. Make it simpler. Don't need a middleman in this case. Sorry, Astra. So that's it. Debt is not done. Let's go back to this thing and see what happens if we just change this value to 200 all the way down. For planning's sake, and we got 200 there. At the end of August of next year, the balance is going to be about 7,000. So then I can decide, do I want to make the payment of 7,000, or if I've found a better use for the money in that time period, You can make a partial payment or even do another balance transfer, right? And just continue this process ad infinitum. But the important thing is that I'm going to have a whole bunch of money sitting in an opportunity fund to decide what I want to do with. It's always nice to have some cash on hand. You never know what kind of opportunities will come up or not. If nothing happens, then it's the same deal. This money literally is blah. This money is literally not costing me anything, so it makes a lot of sense in my mind. Anyway, have you ever thought of doing something like this? I'd be curious to see if you thought of it. If you have other ways that you're, like anti-debt-free stories, anti-debt-free community. Let's create that community, guys. But yeah, anyway, that's it. Short and sweet. Actually not. It's like 15 minutes, huh? Okay, bye-bye.